Okay, so we'll see if more people come in. But tonight I'm going to be talking about why all of you are strength training, and that is many different words. So that is resistance training, that's strength training, that's weightlifting. All of that is combined into strength training. So all of that is the same thing. So synonymous, I think that's the word. All those words mean the same thing. So let me get this started. I'm going to, every time I do this, I mess this up. All right, I'm going to share my screen. Sorry, I'm going to burp. I don't know if you guys noticed this, but every time I do your check-ins, I'm burping. I don't know. I don't know why. All right, so here we go. I'll move you guys up here. Okay, so I had some fun doing this today. I found this template and I was like, oh, I love it. So I'm pretty geeked out about how cute this looks. So you guys might not care, but to me, I was like, this is so cute. So, all right, let's go. So strength training. So it helps basically muscles, obviously, hormones, health, and everything in between. So let's dive in a little bit of what this looks like. So if you guys listen to that podcast that I recommended, Mind Pump, there is 3 speakers on there, podcasters, I guess you want to call them. Sal D. Stefano, whatever. He is one of the guys on there. So he is a very top health and fitness specialist. They have a podcast where they're dropping episodes all the time about ranging different topics. So go check that out if you haven't already. They're on Apple, iTunes, they're on Spotify. So I get a lot of the things that I teach you guys from those podcasts as well. So what he said is if you want to change how you look and shape your body, nothing will do that like resistance training. And like I said, that is why you guys are all in this. I'm a huge believer in it. So I don't believe you're going to get to your fitness goals with just cardio. And I don't think you'll get there with just resistance training, but I do think this has a much bigger impact than just doing cardio. So, why everybody is lifting. So number 1 is it builds muscle, obviously. And that is to build lean body mass. So that is not to say that you weigh, let's just say 150 pounds and all of that is lean muscle. That's not true, right? We have a percentage of body fat. And then we also have a percentage of lean body mass. So our goal is to try to increase our lean body mass while also dropping some fat, which I don't expect you guys to be anything sub 10% body fat because we need to have body fat. It's just having a good amount of body fat that our body needs. So creating that lean body mass is going to help burn more calories by having lean muscle. Having lean muscle, that is this is why you guys have protein too, like why I'm very specific on you guys reaching your protein goals is because protein and having lean body mass is going to be burning more calories. Not that we're concerned about burning more calories, but it is metabolically more efficient than having fat. Fat's not going to sit there and burn calories on your body, right? No, but protein and muscles will. So it can burn calories throughout the day by having more muscle mass than just doing the workout compared to cardio training. So, and like I said, I'm not against cardio at all. A lot of you are doing it. So I think that both are very important. But the benefit of having lean body mass is it's going to do that body recomp for you. So that is burning through those calories, burning through excess body fat to obtain a lean body. And that's by not having to work out more. That's just by implementing some basic resistance training. I'm going to just check here and make sure that I don't need to let anybody in. And I don't ever know how to do this, so give me a second here. Show. All right. I don't think anybody's waiting, so. All right, cool. Back up here. Okay. All right. The other benefit of it, obviously, is it boosts metabolism, which is what I talked about, how burning more calories and that body recomp you guys are chasing, and having strength for functional tasks or general strength. So if you work on a farm, you're going to need some functional strength, and that is to be able to throw hay bales. That's to be able to lift random shit. So that is functional strength, which we need to have for a lot of things. If you're a mechanic, which I don't think you guys would be a mechanic. I don't know why that idea just popped in my mind, but you got to be able to get under cars and throw your body over here and there, but to just have the strength in order to do day-to-day stuff. If you guys were all elderly, I'd be talking to my elderly patients like this, like, hey, you guys need to be able to tie your shoe. That's a functional task. Same thing as you guys need to be able to get out of a chair. That's a functional task. Some people struggle or have pain even doing that. So by strength training, resistance training, have you be it, it is to be able to do these functional tasks with more ease and not having to waste excess calories on trying to do some of these things. So cardiovascular support, obviously, this is going to benefit your cardiovascular system just as cardio does. It lowers your cholesterol. It lowers the bad one, right? Because we have two different cholesterols. It lowers the one that's supposed to be lower. It improves your insulin sensitivity by improving your blood sugar levels, which is very, very important for maintaining good body weight, healthy body weight. So the ups and downs that I talked to you guys about by insulin levels, that is what causes weight gain a lot of times. And utilizes glycogen. So this is really good for, why we have some higher carbs in our diet is because it's going to allow carbs to go settle into that muscle to help, number one, nourish the muscle, and two, help it grow and for support. So this happens to be what a lot of our diets are in, especially in the westernized culture, is pretty heavy in carbs. But for people who are low carbs, things like that, they struggle with, I'm letting somebody in right now. They struggle with having that muscle mass. Oh my gosh, I gotta exit this out of here. Muting Claire, sorry. Oh my goodness, I can't get rid of this screen. Can you guys see this on my screen? Is there anything even in the way? No? Okay, well. I let Claire in and then she messed everything up. I can't get rid of this dumb box. All right, here we go. Boom. Okay. Got it. All right. So moving on. Prolonged cardio can cause further hormone imbalances and exhaust your adrenal glands, which could be promoting more stress. So you guys hear me talk about like doing HIIT. So HIIT should be done with a good recovery in between. It shouldn't be HIIT every single day. You're going to burn a candle at both ends. Orange Theory. So I don't know if you guys are, I don't think any of you are big components or advocates for Orange Theory, but that is basically high intensity workouts that are exhausting your system every single day. And some people, they're getting praised for going to more sessions through the week. So some people could be going to Orange Theory classes more than once a day. So these people will eventually stall, right? They have really good progress at first, and then they come to a point where they can't do anything. The more that they go, it seems like their body does the opposite. It's because they're overtrained, they're hormonally fucked, excuse my French, but a lot of these women that are constantly doing these high intensity interval training. It's not going to suit them well in the long run. So that is kind of why I heightened here longevity. We got to be looking at our health, our workouts in a perspective of longevity. Are we going to be able to do this when we're 40, 50, 60? Yeah, I hope so. Is it going to be the same weights that you're throwing around? Probably not, but the point is that we're still getting in there. We're maintaining our muscle mass that we have because it is so beneficial for our health. Moving on, number 3, helps our joints, reduces injury. So the more weight that we have to our body, it kind of is asking our body we need to adjust, we need to make more, we need to do more. And that reinforces our joints, our tissues, ligaments to become stronger because we're putting more weight onto our body than we normally carry. So it's challenging our body to create stronger bones. And this is very, very important for women, especially as we get older and go through menopause. So that is important as well for bone density, things like that. And important for athletes as well, obviously, just to have good, strong bones while we're doing some of these high intense things like workouts or whatever. And then as we age, for elderly, obviously it's important for them too, for the risk of falls, which can ultimately lead to death. And I don't know if any of you guys have ever experienced this, but working in the setting that I did for physical therapy, that was our biggest concern is we cannot let these people fall. These people cannot fall because if they do, they're probably going to die. not because it's a head injury or anything. It's because once they injure themselves, it's very, very hard for them to come back from it. And they usually end up in the hospital. And then that is a whole different situation as well. Psychologically, now they're depressed and now they're dead. So this was huge for us to get people, patients to start doing workouts or just getting up and down out of the couch. That was strengthening for them. So we were trying to help them not fall. So balancing hormones. So I talked to you guys a lot about why hormones are so important. Like our bodies can be nothing if we don't have a good system inside that is regulating all this for us. So the two things it balances pretty much is stress and, let's just say it, let's go into sex. So it reduces your stress hormones, and because of that, because of reducing stress, it optimizes our health. I don't know if you guys remember a month or so back, I think it was when I had the office hours over stress and its impact on our health. This is huge, right? We talked about how important it is for stress management, lowering that stress that we have, and the stress hormones right here. So it improves your sex hormones as well. So it's going to raise testosterone. Yes, ladies, we do have T. Guys obviously have more T than us, but for men, it'll naturally boost their testosterone. And I say T because I'm gonna when I say testosterone. So I'm just gonna say T, but it naturally produces or naturally boosts it for men to ultimately help with their lean muscle mass and sex as well. And then for us, improves our menses, so improves our menstrual cycle. Wow, I can't talk. And lean muscle as well. So a lot of the athletes, actually, they tested female athletes who had, what their levels of T were, and those that had slightly higher levels of T were actually better athletes. They maintain more lean body mass too. So testosterone is really, really nice. It's also a great hormone for helping with recovery of muscles as well. And it's kind of just bullshit if you ask me though, but like guys can eat whatever they want. And I think it's related to this. It's kind of bull crap, but if we can naturally boost that in ourselves, like that would be awesome. And then it has an effect on our estrogen and progesterone. I cannot give you the specifics on that, but I know it does have an impact on it, but I can direct you to some other sources for information on this, or even send you to the podcast where I got this stuff from to dive in a little bit deeper. But I'm pretty sure I got this stuff from Dr. Jolene Brighton. I mention herself all the time. She's a functional medicine practitioner specifically for women, birth control, things like that. So balances our hormones. How awesome. We don't have to take supplements or anything like that to balance our stress and our sex hormones. So pretty cool. Elevated mood. This one's really awesome. So perfect timing. Struggling with mental health. A lot of us are struggling with mental health. 2020 has been quite a year. So how awesome that we can do this by strength training. So it releases those feel-good hormones. And this is the same thing you would get if you're doing a cardio session too, for my cardio lovers. You guys love that, some people call it a runner's high or whatever, but that after workout feeling, that's what you get from here. And that elevates our mood. And that can lead to so many other positives in your life. It fights depression. So there's actually research, get that B out of there, and B anxiety. It fights depression and anxiety. And, I pulled this quote from Harvard, one of the research articles that I pulled up, and it said, if women find that resistance training appeals to them, there's some pretty strong evidence coming from a meta-analysis of almost 36 randomized trials showing that this is something that can benefit their mood. That is huge, guys. And I know you experience this too in your workouts. You know what that feels like. That's why, you're like, man, it feels so good. This workout sucked, but it felt great. So that is what this is. It can also impact higher self-esteem, improved memory, new cell generation. And what this comes from with the new cell generation is new nerve cells. That's what improves the cognition. That's what improves the improved memory, things like that too. The neurotransmitters, which are basically what these feel-good hormones were as well. They're just kind of chemicals released in the synapses of our cells. I'm pretty sure that's how you explain it, but those are those feel-good hormones that we could have as well. There's norepinephrine, epinephrine. Both of those are kind of that adrenaline, I guess you want to say, that really good feel that you get. So and it also manifests new brain blood vessels, which also improves oxygen. So we kind of got a whole cascade of things working here of just formulating new blood vessels for more oxygen to be put into this area. So really awesome stuff. Ooh, who's that girl? Number 6, sleep on it. I can't talk to you guys enough about sleep. So with more energy expenditure you have, right, with doing these workouts, you're going to be more tired. And that's kind of awesome. Going into your evenings, you're more tired, helps with dozing off into sleep. It has been shown research that strength training, a session of that 3 to 4 times a week, can improve your quality of sleep. So that is how well you're sleeping during the night. And it also found that you will fall asleep faster if you are strength training. So we always need to work on our sleep, and that's awesome that strength training can help that. Energy. I don't really know what to say about this, but like obviously improves energy. Who doesn't want more energy? That kind of relates to those hormones that are being released of that feel good stuff. So obviously it's going to give you more energy. Cancer. So not giving you cancer, it reduces the risk of cancer by improving all of the body, like I've mentioned already, the balancing the hormones, the getting better sleep, the improved mood, fighting depression, reducing stress. All of those things is helping our body kill off cancer. Guys, we have cancer cells in our bodies right now. And our body has to be finding these cells, triggering it and marking it and then killing it. So our body is doing some amazing and incredible things for us right now that we're not even consciously aware of. So like I mentioned here, our body is internally fighting battles every second, killing off cancer cells. And if we don't give it a good stress-free environment to kill it off, it's going to spread. Proliferate is what they call it, or those antioxidants. So we have free radicals, which are our cancer cells, and we're kind of told to eat more antioxidants, like they're so good for our body. They are, because those antioxidants that you eat will fill up those free radicals that will hopefully shut down that cell from ever turning into cancer. So blah, 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 blah. Oh, toxic internal environment can lead to cancer. Kind of already talked about that. Having your hormones balanced equals improved immunity. Improved immunity is a cancer killing machine, and that's what we hope to be. So sport performance. This is for all athletes or anybody. So can definitely improve that as well. You don't have to be specifically in a sport, but you guys are all athletes because you're in the gym 3 to 5 times a week. You're an athlete, let's just say it. So this helps with our balance, helping improve balance for sports, more power and strength for sport requirements. This goes for power athletes as well as endurance, marathoners, etc. You will see programs for endurance athletes and marathoners. They're in the gym lifting. They're not lifting as much as I think the other people would be, but they're in there about 2 to 3 times a week because they're trying to get improved stability. So when they're running, they have a lot more balance with their hips. Their hips aren't swaying all over the place. They have more stability for their runs so they can be faster and stronger. So it's not just weightlifting because we want to build muscle, right? It's not just weightlifting to be bulky. It's not just weightlifting because we want to throw some stuff around. It is actually for like improvement of everything we're doing in our life, making your run feel a little bit easier. If you guys have ever ran after you had like a not aggressive leg day, you'll notice that your run like felt pretty good compared to other runs that you had because you really worked on stability there and strengthening at your hips. That's going to help your run feel a little bit easier. Strength training up to 30 minutes a week has been shown to improve running endurance by improving balance. And then just like a little note here is like, do you know that every time you run, you are landing on one leg? If you can't balance on one leg, how do you think you are doing running? I think I've made a post about this before, but we have to have stability to be able to be running on one leg, but to be able to be running when we're landing on one leg. So if you don't have stability, you don't have strength, you're going to have those hips that fall from side to side and your run's going to suck because of that. And it's not just your run's going to suck, but eventually your body's going to start yelling at you. So number 10. So I'm going to get some water for this one. Strength training can improve your sex. If you are asexual, which means just not a sexual person, then ignore this. But yes, this will improve your sex. So ideas here that are flowing through your minds. We have the balanced hormones. We have some testosterone because of that. We have improved sex hormones. With all that comes better sex, maybe because we have more hormones that help produce more, I don't even want to say this, more like juiciness, right? Let's just say it. Having those like balanced hormones will produce more juiciness. That makes your sex a little bit better, right? Because now it's not painful. So also that improved self-esteem that we talked about from strength training. This is in here as well. This all ties in here. Oh, and then having energy for sex. So all this improves libido, AKA your sex drive. So if you're questioning, how can I improve my sex life? Here we go. Let's move into confidence. So we already kind of talked about this a little bit of how strength training can improve some self-esteem. Here's confidence. And I think you guys are all understanding this right now. You're seeing improved confidence. I don't think not one of you have said, I don't feel confident right now. Like, no, you guys all do. And right here is a healthier body composition will lead to confidence. So you will be or experiencing this without a doubt. You might feel shapely, fit, strong, toned, and all these will have you walking a little taller. Walking into rooms without a care is confidence. Standing taller, you're not only breathing better, but you're conserving energy to keep showing up like a badass in the work, home, or gym. So a lot of this ties into confidence. So I definitely see you guys having that. Actually, I think it was, somebody mentioned this week on their check-in, I think it was Chelsea. Is it Chelsea or Christian? You guys said that your posture, you felt like your posture is better when you're walking. You're like, I didn't feel like my butt was sticking out like it usually did. I just kind of felt like more upright when I was walking. I was like, yep, there we go. That's awesome. Because it does help you breathe better when you have improved posture. So, all right. And I think this might be last. Yeah, improving your quality of life. So this is going to lead to happiness. Like if your mood is improved, absolutely. Your increased ability to do functional tasks. You're able to go hike. Like that's why I use this picture. You're able to go hike. You're able to do things you don't have to say no to because you might not have the energy or the strength to do it. Maybe that's signing up for a 5K coming up for the turkey trot. Maybe that is, I don't even know, going and doing a mud race just because your friends want to do it and you're like, heck yeah, I could do it. Doing things that not having to say no to things that are functional that we should be able to do, like go for a hike. And having improved relationships because of all of this. That is the confidence, that is your mood, that is the healthier body that you have for long periods of time, longevity, balanced hormones, just all around. You're gonna have improved relationships, not just intimate, but family, friends as well, when you're able to put off this vibe from all the benefits that you're getting. And mostly be able to do more without pain or limitations. And yeah, all right, so ignore this, that's blah, blah, blah. But if you guys have any questions, ask them away. For some reason, that wrapped up pretty quickly. I don't know how, so. Any questions at all?
I have a question. So I'm running the turkey trot in a couple of weeks, and I'm wondering, like, should I be, like, can I train, like, run on my rest days for that? Like, to like prepare myself, because I only have like one run a week and I just don't want to get out there in a couple of weeks and then like not be able to run because I'm not running very often. I was running like 3.
Yeah, absolutely. You can. But also remember you have steps per day. So your steps don't have to just be all the steps that you accumulate while walking. You can get those in a run. So I think you could do a 2 or 3 mile run and get like 8,000 or some steps in. So if you wanted to wipe out all your steps one day doing a run, absolutely, by all means, go do it. And if you go over a little bit because you're training for something like this, a very short-term thing, I don't care. Like I know what you're doing and it's not going to be a long-term thing. So yeah, by all means, you have a couple different options there.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
You're welcome. I'll be at that turkey trot too, so that'd be fun. Anybody? If you don't have any specific questions about this, somebody just share, you know, something cool that happened over the weekend. Maybe a win they feel like they had. Anything. All right.
I can.
Yeah.
I can. I just got over COVID not too long ago, and this whole week I was able to hit all of my steps. So I was really, really proud of that.
Yeah, she was wiped out for a couple of weeks. Honestly, you're not the only one, Haley. There was a couple other girls I have that either have COVID or they had to be quarantined because of work. So that's when I knew things were starting to get serious here because I was getting clients that were getting COVID. I was like, what's going on with the world? So,
Yes,
yeah.
but I was able to actually think I surpassed my because I wasn't going to the gym obviously, so I was trying to make up for it a little bit in steps. So I was really proud of that.
That's awesome. And then like you feel completely good, like you feel your energy, everything's back up.
Honestly, yeah, I did my lift the last couple of days, and the only reason I had problems is just because I am still not worked up to, where I can do them
Right.
fluidly, I guess, but it wasn't because of my energy levels or how I felt health-wise. It was just me. But
Yeah.
yeah, I feel a lot better, thankfully.
Yeah. And it's different to like try to go back in, if you take 2 weeks off and you do 2 total weeks off, to try to go back into the workout that you did before, you're not going to be able to do it at the same intensity, not the same weights that you use. So easing back into it, absolutely. And I think you did that too.
Definitely. Yeah. I think I was like 15 pounds lighter whenever I went back, which I knew to expect, but it was still kind of like a kick in the gut. I was like, oh, I cannot lift that.
These tins actually felt kind of heavy today.
Yeah.
Sam, where are you going to go?
I was just gonna say, all day Friday, like I had stuff going on, and I wore this crop hoodie, and I was nervous just because it's like way out of my comfort zone, but I did it.
Yay! And hold up, wait. Browns?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That they won.
Yeah. So I sent you guys a couple of those. Like, okay, they say they're sweatshirts, but I have one, and it's really just like a long sleeve. I mean, it looks like a sweatshirt. So anyways, I'm thinking about, they were fairly cheap and I got them from Zaful or whatever. And I was like, you know what? I should get these embroidered. So I might be in connection to get like, I don't know, just something cool on there. I don't want to say anything like, ooh, fit girls for life, like some stupid like motto that some shirts, because I know like people don't want to wear that. But it is like a long sleeve croppish type shirt. It's tie dye and there's 3 different colors. So I was thinking about doing something like that soon. So I appreciate you guys' input in that one.
I have a question about like certain strength training, I guess. When do you think, like, I know it's probably different for everybody, but like, when do you think you will start to feel like more confident to move up in weights on certain things?
Right. Good question. So if your program says, I'm just going to say the example, 3 sets of 10, and you have 10 reps you're supposed to get with a certain weight. When you can confidently get 10 reps in and you know that, you know what, I could have had a couple more reps in the tank. Like I finished with 10 reps, but I could have done 12. That's a good sign that you could bump up in weight. Or maybe you've been consistently, you're stopping at 10. This is like your second set, stopping at 10. And you feel like you could bump up 5 pounds. Why not try? And if you go down to 8, then you know, okay, it was too soon. You know what I mean? So if your rep range is anywhere between, if it says 8 to 10, you're able to go within anywhere from 8 to 10. And also like 10 to 12. So always push for that upper limit. And when you feel like you have a couple more reps left, I don't want you to go till failure where you would fail at 10, right? If I'm just doing like a bicep curl as an example, stop at the max that's like recommended, and then always try to bump up in weight from there. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense. I just wasn't sure because there's certain things that are like on my workout program where I'm not using any weight at the moment. So I guess that was just like, well, when should I add a weight to it? And I guess whenever I feel like I can confidently get through those reps with just my body weight, then that makes sense.
Yep. If you're able to execute them with just your body weight and good form, obviously. So if you want to check in on that, be like, hey, does this look right? Is this right? Go ahead, take a video, send it to me, and I'll let you know. But at that point in time, okay, let's try to add some weight. Or maybe there's 20 reps listed for something and you've been doing 30 reps. Why not try to add some resistance somewhere so we can stay within that rep range?
Okay, that makes sense. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Good question. Anybody?
I had a question. So potentially, if gyms close, what's that going to look like for transitioning from like the heavy strength training to kind of managing that at home with minimal equipment?
Absolutely. That's exactly what it would be. I would just transition you guys to like at-home workouts. And it would be kind of similar to the same frequency you're doing, but obviously be modified at home. If you have weights or any bands, anything like that, feel free to add that in to always progress and make it harder. But absolutely. And hopefully that's only a small period of time we have to do that, and we can jump right back to where we kind of were, not exactly to where we were, because that could be however long, we don't know. But yeah, definitely I would just give me some time, and it would be something I would go through all of your guys' programs and try to keep it the same frequency. Might be a little bit more intense because it's easier to do like quickly at home stuff, like kind of HIIT workout style or superset, all superset fashion, rather than the rest times you guys would normally have with your strength workouts. So it would be something like that. Yeah, and I'm hearing that it could definitely be a thing. Like this week, I think Tuesday, they're going to make this statement. Somebody said they had insider sources. When I was playing volleyball, they were like, yeah, guys, this is going to be the last weekend for it. I was like, ah, cool. So I guess somebody knows something, and Tuesday they're going to make that statement that everything's going to go back down again. I know. I don't know what I'm going to do.
Just an input on that, I strictly only work from home, and I will find any random object in my house that weighs anything to use it.
Yeah,
I don't really
it's doable.
Like, weights past, I think, 5 pounds.
Yeah, it's doable. I'm going to call out Sam because Sam started with me in April. So that was, or maybe it was March. You started March with one of my like free like month of like workouts. And then she carried on in April with me since then, obviously. And it was all outdoor stuff, home workouts, things like that. And she, I mean, look at her. So, I mean, look at her.
I don't know. It is very discouraging, like when you think gyms will close and you're like, oh, how am I going to progress? But don't doubt it, because it still progresses.
Yeah. And Taylor too. Taylor was a previous client of mine. She actually, I think she did like all 3 months with me. It was all at home. And then we finally got her to progress to the gym, and she switched to doing gym workouts then. But honestly, it might even be a good refresh for some of you just to kind of mix it up. Maybe you've been in the gym a lot and you're always doing these strength workouts, and it's just kind of nice to get something different. Like, ooh, yeah, this stuff right here, I like it. So it could be a nice refresh for you. Always try to look at the positives of things, like, oh, I have something new coming. That's always a way to look at it. Is like, okay, what do I do next? So, but for me, like, I don't know what I'm going to do because I don't have hardly anything here. And I'm on the 3rd floor, and I got a granny that lives below me. And during quarantine, when we lived at a previous apartment, we had girls, like college girls under us that were like, man, you're jumping all the time, because I was trying to do insanity. But I don't know what I'm going to do, honestly, because we already got told by the lady beneath us that she counts our steps. Yeah. She's like,
I know that your steps.
Yes. She's like, I know sometimes you take 5 to 8 steps to get to here and there. And I'm like, okay. When
That's not better to do.
I'm telling you, she's the
She's a hobby.
I know.
She's a hobby.
I was like, oh, okay, we're just not supposed to walk. Got it. All right. But
ask her for her hoverboard, because obviously she's got one or something.
Yeah, I should tell her that next time I see her. Hey, we're getting a hoverboard, so you need to walk. Let me just amputate my legs. That might be best for you. I'm sorry. But yeah,
neighbors.
I know. So I don't know what I'm gonna do, but whatever. I'll probably just be outside the whole time. Hopefully it doesn't last long, right? Like if it's a month, I'll be good. Even snow might make it a little bit of fun. Like, I don't know, doing something in the snow. But hopefully it's not too long and I'll be good. Just be outside and bundle up. But yeah, so if anybody gets their gym shut down or anything happens to you guys in your situation, just let me know right away and I'll get to work on that. So, all right, anything else? Anybody else? Anything at all?
Oh, I did want to ask, but I feel like I've asked this before.
Yeah.
Oh, hi, Brandy.
No, good.
Oh, so like strength training and like how you have like your endurance run. I didn't know at what point of mileage of running long distance does it ever break down your muscles or like damage like your progress you've made with strength training?
If you're consistently running, if it's more than like you're doing one time a week, that's maybe even twice, because I think you have steps you get into, not at all. But the thing that's going to happen with cardio training, if that's all you're doing and it's majority of the week, you're going to become adapted to that, where you're going to have to run farther and farther and farther in order to get the same effect that you were having when you were previously running, let's just say 5 miles. 5 miles, you were able to burn and have really good benefits at 5 miles or whatever. But now your body is adapted to that. It needs a challenge. It needs something else to progress to, but you're still trying to run 5 miles and you think you're doing the same thing? No, your body becomes adapted to it. You're going to have to push farther. Either you run farther or you're going to have to push your time faster. You have to challenge it in one of those ways. But for you, no. But I would say that is something like if you're running, let's just say 4 to, I would say 6 days out of the week. Yeah.
Okay. No, not running that many times.
Like cardio is very great in that sense for like a lot of different aspects of it. But the con of it is that you will always have to be running farther or harder in order to have the same effect that you could be having with a HIIT workout or a strength training session. So HIIT workouts and weightlifting, you're not just burning calories in that time period, but you burn it thereafter. And they have found in research that cardio, specifically steady state cardio, like running or things like that, you'll burn quite a bit just while you're running, but that's it. You don't burn any throughout the rest of the day. So.
Okay.
I actually have a question for Sam.
Yeah.
So you said that you've been with Caddy since March. So I guess as someone who is only on her second week, like what is your progress looking like so far? And like, how do you feel like mentally, physically, and emotionally?
Oh gosh, that's really on the spot.
Hold on. If I lose you guys, go ahead and join back in. So like it might like pop out because like it ended, but just re-click the link and restart. But anyways, go ahead.
Okay, so mentally, I have a lot more body positiveness towards myself. I've changed a lot of my confidence level. Has like last Friday I wore a crop top around town. I went out to like get my nails done. I went and did this and I wore it because I feel confident enough to be able to do it. And I don't know, you just learn so many new things about your body that you didn't realize could happen. And it's just made me love myself more and just be happy with the things that my body can do. Like I can now run longer distance than I ever have been, or like train harder, just different things. So I'm not very good at giving this. I feel like I ramble, but I've definitely started to love myself more than ever, I guess.
Okay. No, I think that's a great answer. I think that's kind of, I mean, I don't want to speak for everybody, but I think we would all like benefit from that. So thank you. Sorry to put you on the spot.
No, you're okay. I mean, I feel like I get asked a lot, like Caddy, whenever she challenges me, like to like, what are you good with? Like, just the different questions. Cause I am that person that's like, never was happy with anything. So getting to a point where I have been happy and satisfied